Welcome to episode 21 of the Toffee TV podcast. It's me, Ped, Baz, and we've got Steve Kelly joining us for the first time because sitting in the seat where Kevin Campbell was last week. How dare you sit where he once sat? The Harry Potter.
I wasn't really thinking that the Piv usually sits here. It was more Kevin Campbell.
Piv messaged me this morning and went, should we do the podcast tomorrow? And I was like, nah, mate.
Did you tell him no?
No.
No, because he said to me, we're doing the podcast tomorrow.
No, I never. I mean, I literally never.
So
because
the Piv has blacked us, hasn't he? To be fair, he's doing work today.
Is he though?
He's got a conference call with a couple of football clubs this afternoon. It's the transfer.
It's the life of the Piv, isn't it?
It is.
It is the life of the Piv.
Life and times of the Piv.
That's it.
Samuel Tarley in all of his glory.
Mate, I'm telling you. Honestly, do you know what? He could get standing work for a lot of different actors, and I honestly,
Ricky Tomlinson's lad, he said.
He missed the boat. If he'd gone to Belfast about 2 or 3 years ago, he'd have been straight in there in Game of Thrones.
Oh, without a shadow.
I've heard he's the Crucible playing with John Parrott.
Okay.
I don't think he looks like John Parrott.
Got a bit of John Parrott about him.
Has he?
I don't know. I've known John Parrott a long time. I don't think
Here we go.
I don't think he is.
There you go.
I did say it to him the other night. He wasn't too.
Yeah, when you said he was at the Crucible, I thought he was at the Salem Witch Trials. I thought he was like dunking some witches in water. You know what I mean? I don't know. Fair enough. He can let him do what he wants.
Good lad, the Piv.
Yeah, he's a good lad.
I mean, listen to you now. I'll go. No, he's a good lad.
No, he's good because
he's like
me and him were on We Scout yesterday's boss, and a couple of players got passed on to Everton. Let's just leave it at that, boss mate. But anyway, yeah, Steve's in. So welcome.
How excited can you be about a bit of XG? Like, whoa, XG.
It wasn't XG. It wasn't XG.
1 minute Baz is on Instagram going, I mean, that's tremendous XG. And the next day he's on We Scout. Well, is that tremendous XG?
It's called versatility. It's called versatility. Well, and sometimes, Instagram wins.
Yeah, it does,
in a game of rock, paper, scissors, Instagram wins.
Especially if Rito.
Heads are... I mean,
he's just...
He's gone there. He's out of there.
Have you partaken in The Masked Singer?
No, what? She's got too much clothes on for me to watch it. Continue to watch it. Now, you know what?
Which is ironic.
I don't understand.
Which is ironic considering it's called The Masked Singer.
It is.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's mad. And you know, it's.
Do you not understand the concept?
I know the concept. I know exactly. I've seen it the other week. I mean, what I thought was funny was, Jonathan Ross saying Natalie Cole when she's been dead
5 years. 5 years.
I did on for a little bit Saturday, but it hasn't really caught my imagination. And it's weird because I actually quite like that kind of stuff. I can't bear talent shows, but I like talent shows that don't take themselves seriously. So there's one on the BBC. I can't remember what it's called, but basically it's like an audience of 100 people, and they're all the greatest dancer.
No, it's a singing contest, and it's a mix of like, there's a real mix of like different people in it. So there's like drag queens in it, and a lot of like theatre
vote thing,
like a lot of theatre. And what they do is, so there's a lot of theatre people as well, and then just different kinds of levels of singers. The singer will come on and sing something. And what happens is, if you like it, you'll press your thing and stand up and start singing, and you've got to get as many out of 100. But what you've got to do is you've got to like belt out a classic like camp song to get everyone going in the audience. But what's good about it is like you get a score, and then you go in the top 3, and then it's like waiting to see if someone else gets a better score. But it's not like, at the end of you're going to get a record contract. It's just like, it's for a laugh.
I can sing.
It's a bit on TV.
That's for a bit of a laugh, and that's what I've been impressed with The Masked Singer. I think it's funny.
I'm not. I'm in no way am I disrespecting it. I just haven't caught enough of it.
I did like Teddy Sheringham dressed as a tree.
Was it Teddy Sheringham?
Oh my god, I knew that.
You said
well,
it.
I mean,
could he sing?
Yeah,
was he alright?
Yeah.
Fair play.
But there's what the best thing is.
In the darkness was funny the other week.
Aura was there.
Yeah, the worst thing about it, I actually thought Jack Black wasn't there.
No, well that's the thing, isn't it? You've got like, that's the best thing when they go, I think it's Princess Margaret or I mean whatever. I mean, there's much chance of her as Natalie Cole.
No, there is.
Just as good you can say Prince Andrew.
Well, I mean, different demographic for Prince Andrew. Yeah. It's when they go like, I think it's David Beckham, alright? And you're like,
I know,
mate, this is like TV.
Yeah.
And they're dressed as a tree.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's not going to be David Beckham.
Jack Black,
I think it's Kim
Meryl Streep.
Kim Kardashian is the duck.
No, she might.
No, it's not. It's someone from
Kardashian might.
It was someone who was on Emmerdale 4 years ago.
It's quite intriguing to find out who it is.
Yeah, that's the best thing, because it's like you're building up and you're like, is it because it's got audience participation because you want to be right, of course. And what's clever is it's like there's like I don't know how many there was to start with, but they're just losing one every week. So at the beginning you're in then. You're like, well, I want to find out.
So it was like Justin, is he still in it?
No, he's out.
Oh, has he got?
No.
He's gone out. An actual singer has gone out.
Well, think you went out this week,
Khalees, yeah.
Khalees. My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard.
Yeah, milkshake did that
exactly,
one time, didn't it?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Now it's gone off.
Or I guess that. Or knew.
Classic Aura.
She knew. Classic Aura. She knew that it was Khalees. But there you go. Singers who have gone, and there's probably people in it, still in it, from Emmerdale. Brian Blessed's probably in there somewhere, I imagine. I'll sing you a song!
Throwing on a Sparrow voice from 1980 scratch.
Yeah.
My friends and other animals. My family and other animals.
My friends and other
animals. That's another show.
That's definitely another show.
That is definitely my family and other animals. Yeah.
I have no idea how we got onto talking about that.
Classic Gerald though. Yeah. I like Dancing on Ice, mate.
Nah, it's not for me though.
No, but it's you know what it is. It's someone.
No.
It's someone learning a skill that can be a little bit dangerous and being able to master it. And when Zinedine Kilban's on it and he's hanging out of his dance partner, you've got to applaud.
Hanging on. Nothing. Hanging on. Yeah, hanging on to his dance partner.
He's now going out with it and they're made up with it.
See, I don't like that because I don't want my I'm doing thingos, their quote things. I don't want my stars to have to learn anything. I want them to come in and just sing, if they can't sing, then I don't want this like we're going to mansion and we're learning how to sing. No, just if you can sing. Like, wouldn't it be great? The dancing on ice was just like they just had to like ice skate, and they'd never ice skated before.
Well, you see that, mate, when they start. You see that? I mean, Michael Barrymore was in it for about 4 minutes, broke his wrist out, gone.
Yeah.
Fell, smashed his wrist.
Okay.
Joe Swash is
that this year.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know Michael Barrymore was still a thing.
I know. Well, he was hoping for his comeback, wasn't he? He was full white hair, hoping for a comeback. Got on the ice, fell, broke his wrist, out, gone. You know.
So he did. I mean,
he's gone.
He didn't strike it lucky.
He didn't. He was striking very unlucky. I don't know whether it was the change in the water system from like water to ice, whether it just threw him. I don't know. He might have been good in Splash. Remember that? When Splash was on ITV, the diving one.
Yeah.
Are you saying he bottled it?
I think he probably did bottle it. You know, I don't know whether he was out of his depth. I don't know.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. But what they did was they reached into the other talent pool and brought Radzi in. This fella called Radzi, who apparently was on Blue Peter, and he went out last week. He was alright, yeah. Radzi, his name is.
Where's he from?
Looked like Bruno Mars. He's from England. Yeah.
Okay.
Little dude from cool. Anyway, he went out, but Kilban's still fully in there, fully up to his eyeballs in there, like loving it. Absolutely loves it.
What do you feel like he'll be in and out, depending on
how good it'll be up and down with Kilban, to be honest with you.
It's fair play.
It'll be up and down, him and Brian. But it's good though. But think he's in it, the kid out of diversity, that Perry.
The little one?
He's not little anymore.
I know, but everyone hated him.
No, he's boss, man.
Because he was the kid that they were just like, we're doing a dance. We need something to throw.
Yeah.
Get him.
He's amazing.
Throw him.
And now he's in doing this and he's amazing.
Know what that shows?
There's like
you know what that shows, don't
flips.
You know what that shows?
What?
Diversity.
It does show diversity.
I mean, you know what I mean?
Well, full dive, because one of the Ashley Banjo's a judge and he's on it, so full dive.
Yeah. Banjo,
what?
Yeah. Banjo's on it, yeah.
Banjo's one of the judges.
Yeah,
he's a performer, isn't he, so?
Hang on. So, someone who won a talent contest at dancing
and it's amazing.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So that's like David Beckham judging a cricket contest.
Not really, because
it's a sport.
No, but you've got to perform. The dancing is the same as dancing on like. You've got you've got Jane Torval and Christopher Dean who are like ridiculous. I mean, they've got still ridiculous. They've got game. They've got the merit. And then you've got John Barrowman's in it this year judging.
I honestly thought you were going to say John Barnes.
John Barnes.
John Barnes.
He would have been fully quacked off my telly, mate, if Barnes would have come on. Wouldn't have been on. John Barnes. It's bad enough watching him on.
You got to the ice rink.
Harry Redknapp.
I love the fried chicken. It is my weakness.
You got to the ice fast.
You got to get to the ice rink fast.
Got injured for eating too much chicken.
Eating fried chicken. so I couldn't play. Why does he love it, doesn't he? He's 87 stone, getting bigger. Razor Ruddock's like nearly dying. And John Barnes is like that. Barnes is eating fried chicken going, it gets to my hunger.
Ruddock's like, if I have one more piece of fried chicken, I'll die. And John Barnes is like, is that right? Is that right?
What you have to do, Razor, is lose a bit of weight.
He's looking well, Ruddock now.
Ruddock's looking superb. Well, he got his proper medication, didn't he?
You know what they say? Medication is all you need.
I mean, that's exactly what Roy Castle said, didn't he? And then he said Roy Kinnear. I mean, he might have said it in one of the Carry On films, but Roy Castle definitely did say
we are bringing out some of the names here, aren't we?
Medication.
Billy's over there going, all these people.
Doesn't he know? Medications, watching.
When you said Barrymore, Billy went.
He's Barrymore. Have a look at yeah, don't.
No, don't.
Have a look at Strike It Lucky.
Roy Kinnear. Willy Wonka. You've seen Willy Wonka, haven't you?
Yeah. The original Willy Wonka.
You've seen the original Willy Wonka.
Not Billy Wonka. I mean, that's a different one. That's like those other films, the alternate films you can watch, like, you know.
Have you watched Willy Wonka, the original?
Yeah.
Right. Do you know Veruca Salt's dad?
No.
Right.
Okay.
I mean, so what? It's a classic.
He's thinking the originals, Johnny Depp. That you?
I know.
It's just sad. But no, Gene Wilder, the original Willy Wonka. You need to have a look at Veruca Salt.
He's probably thinking.
He's Roy Kinnear.
Joking here.
And he's a brilliant actor.
He wouldn't know Joe Kinnear was.
No, he wouldn't.
That's what's scary.
He wouldn't. Joe Kinnear used to manage Wimbledon and Newcastle.
Yeah, I know it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Little story about Billy, by the way.
Billy Kinnear.
Billy.
Oh, Billy.
Throw it in while we're here.
Yeah.
So Billy is an Evertonian, of course, but he's from Shrewsbury.
Billy Minshall's an Evertonian.
He's from Shrewsbury. Not only is he from Shrewsbury, he basically runs Shrewsbury. He runs Shrewsbury. He has the Telford Massive and the Oswestry Massive on the run.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
All the time.
I was looking out for him on Sunday.
Well, this is the funny thing. I walk in here Monday and I'm like, you know, Billy will be in here today, beaming. He'll have one of those smiles. He won't be rubbing it in. He'll just have that smile.
The knowing.
And I'm thinking, out of anyone who comes into Toffee TV, he's the only one
who can
have any genuine.
He's got game.
And I went, Billy, what was the game like? He went, don't know. I was playing five-a-side in Manchester. I was like, what?
He told us all week he was going.
Bill, no. I thought, honestly.
Are you going to the Devil's Pit for the replay? No.
I mean, what I like though is he sticks to his principles. He's an Evertonian.
He's not tried to jump on the fandom. He's left it alone. He's gone on a blue nose.
In fact, the first thing he said to me was, "I don't know what to think of the pitch invasion." He was fuming with the pitch invasion. Absolutely fuming. He was.
He felt like he'd let his sound down.
You're doing well not going to the
yeah, don't go there. Don't go there.
It'll ruin your life, mate.
Yeah, it does.
I know why. Know what he's thinking of. He's not thinking about going to Anfield. He's thinking, what time's the last train? Back to me. That's what Billy's thinking. But that brings us on to I mean, I know we've talked about nothing at the moment, but what about the replays? Because there's been a lot of chat, hasn't there, about the replays in the FA Cup, and some non-qualified people in the media, naming no names. I mean, good at hockey, I've heard.
Like John Barnes.
Yeah.
Gets to the hockey.
Well, what they've said, like few people have said, I mean, it goes on not only the FA Cup but the League Cup as well. A lot of chat in the last couple of weeks about first of all scrapping replays. Sam Ian have come out and said how much money, how much that's helped them. Yeah. Shrewsbury saying this replay will get them video equipment. They can move on from VHS and now get DVDs, and it will also save some of the pictures, some of the pictures. I don't know how many pictures they've got. I mean, if they've got that many pictures, why do they need more money? I don't know. But replays, what? I know Shrewsbury's amazing. The McDonald's. I mean, we've got stories about the McDonald's, but we can't reveal.
But the ground is a classic.
Yeah,
ground.
Right.
So Steve, replays in the FA Cup. What are your thoughts? Because we are Premier League team, we are privileged, we are all these things.
What I think they could do with the replay, they could judge it on a game by game basis. So I think if two Premier League teams are going to play each other,
okay. They make a decision beforehand.
Something like that. I know it's tough, I suppose, with like the infrastructure and games and where they're going to be played and stuff like that. But I think if two Premier League teams play each other, why not just get it done on the day rather than doing the replays? But with the lower league teams, if it is gonna help them, like I do get why. But I also do think why not just play if say Liverpool get Shrewsbury at Shrewsbury's ground, why not just play the game at Anfield and that'll make
because Shrewsbury might want him. They might want the opportunity to knock Liverpool out. And I know you look and go, but what are the chances of that? And to be fair, it was slim, but then
they should have won.
There was a penalty that they should have had in the last minute. Only that VAR wasn't there or whatever.
Which is again a joke, isn't it?
Which is nonsense, but it was a penalty if Fabinho on the arm. So you know, I understand what you're saying. I don't know whether there's anything in the rules that can say the teams can decide on the day what to do. Not on the day, obviously. Can't get there and go, I'm knackered, so we just have a penalty shootout. But if it is, like Steve said, if it is two Premier League teams in the week building up to it to just go, listen, shall we just end it on Saturday? No, but you know what I mean.
No, but
it's an agreement, and as long as the fans know, because I'll be honest, right? At the end of that Leicester game in the cup, right, when we got knocked out on penalties, extra time probably would have favoured Everton that night because the momentum was with us. We'd scored 2 goals, they were hanging on, right? We probably would have won it in extra time, I think.
Yeah,
but when it went to penalties, it was like, well, you know what? I'm glad there's no replay of this. It's just get it done. Okay, we lost, so it was, you know, you come away and you think, well, the replay might have, but you kind of accepted the fate. You knew it was a one-off game that night. And I think for Premier League clubs, you make a really interesting point. If it's two Premier League clubs, just say right from the outset, are we agree? If those two clubs turn around and go, I'm happy to end it on the day in advance and everyone knows, then what's wrong with
what
that?
About, I mean, listen, we're sort of coming up with mad rules, but it's no madder than saying that if that game had been played at Anfield,
exactly,
the VAR would have been there,
and
it wasn't there. So what I think at the moment the replay's finishing the fifth round, which is basically because they're saying, well, there won't be that many anywhere else but the Premier League and the Championship teams anyway. So do you know what? I think you've got a decent point there, Steve. I think if two teams but I don't think they should be able to decide. It has to be in the rules. Like if two Premier League teams meet each other in the third round,
it's done and dusted.
It should be done and dusted. But that's up to them. I'm not saying that's what I'd like.
It's proved though, wasn't it, by obviously Liverpool reducing the ticket prices for the Shrewsbury game. They probably ain't going to be making a shed load of money from that game, maybe corporate or whatever, but it does, by the sounds of it, doesn't look like they're going to sell it because they're charging a $5.
Well, Liverpool won't, but Shrewsbury will still make a lot of money, and also there's the potential of like 8,500 Shrewsbury fans going to Anfield and having a chance to win. I mean, we'd still bottle it, but
well, we did.
Well, we did. But there'll be even less of a team this time, won't there? It's a difficult one, but I think they've got to, for me, third and fourth round, they've still got to have those replays. It's got to give these teams a chance.
Can't be arrogant and go, well, we don't, it just affects our game. We said it, to me, there's got to be, and we said this, I think, on one of the live we were doing or whatever, you've got to, for those teams, there should be no punishment, and there should be no kind of criticism. Okay, so if Jurgen Klopp wants to say, when Liverpool play Shrewsbury at Anfield, that the 23s are playing, they're all professional footballers playing for Liverpool Football Club. So if you're a Liverpool Football Club, it's up to you who you select for that game. Shrewsbury might look and go, oh, you know what, wants to play against Salah? Well, they played against Salah and Firmino at the end of the game. They now should be looking and going, I hope it is them 23s, because you know what, we've got Chelsea away in the next round, so we go to Anfield. If Cumdog gets a couple of goals, or Callum Lang, who's a Blue, well, that's what he has on his screen, doesn't he? Or Callum Lang, who's an Evertonian, follows us actually on Toffee. Callum Lang, get the opportunity to score the winner at Anfield. Unbelievable. That's brilliant for Shrewsbury to raise their game. That's the cup final, isn't it? That's the cup. If Liverpool choose to select the 23 team, that's up to Liverpool.
I've seen the arguments again from hockey players saying that well, if that's what the leagues are now, if that's what these teams in the lower leagues are now requiring replays to make money, then it's football's already gone. Yes, it has. It has.
It's been gone for.
It has already gone.
It has gone, Queg, because you've had your teams like your club have bled everything dry. That's why
Lance.
demanded ridiculous, as well as the Lance Armstrong stuff, the ridiculous money that they take and the ridiculous wages and, voting so you get more money and take it off other Premier League teams and all sorts. So you can't, how the hell she's allowed to even comment on football is beyond me. Certainly not. Comment by all means, not be brought onto bloody Radio 5 and given airtime and she's spouting nonsense about stuff she's got no clue about.
The only thing about the replay, and obviously Liverpool playing the under-23s, like you said, I've got no problem with that. The only thing I would say, I do believe the manager should be there, though.
See, I don't.
I personally think he should be. Only because that's his job. He's a manager.
But I don't, and I'll tell you why, Steve, because the Premier League brought it in and said that was the winter break, and no one was allowed to do anything. There was allowed to be no commercial trips, no friendlies, no nothing. And he's gone, you know what, I'm booking a week away with me missus, and I've told all the team to go away, and that's the end of it. We sent Shakespeare, not William, over to Minshall because Sam Allardyce wanted, and this is what we were talking about this the other day, where we were saying about like the problem with some games is it's easy to say, well, it's just a cup game, we'll just play all the kids, but the manager then has to prep that team, and it's getting in the way of whatever the game is on Saturday, and for him he's like, well, if I can pass this on to I don't understand why the manager has to be there. I honestly don't. If he doesn't want to be there and he can put someone else in charge, I know you might. It's like a respect thing.
That's what it means.
But I do genuinely believe that he's got a good excuse, and because he was
if this was let me. I actually agree with you.
By the way, I didn't agree with what Everton did with not having your manager.
I did agree with it.
I don't know. I just think I don't know. I've just got.
He had a heart appointment. He had to go to a medical appointment.
Trying to find his heart.
I just have that side of the respect.
No, I get that. I get it, but what the thing, certainly with the Klopp thing, the Premier League has done a winter break. So why the FA have decided in their wisdom that's when a replay will be is nonsense. When they do other things like, for years, third round games, if they were postponed, they get played on the fourth round, and it'd be like you just got to wait to learn your fate because these couldn't play. So, I understand. I've got no issue with them doing it there. I suppose the key thing would be if it was later in the season or there was no winter break and he just went, let Pep Linders take it, and I'm not doing it. People might have a go then. But even so, Pep Linders or whoever it may be, it's not even him, is it? It's the other kid.
No, it's the under-23.
The under-23 manager. He's employed by Liverpool Football Club as a manager. So, I don't know. I just see
a lot of people now are criticising like the FA Cup and like what it's turning into, and it's turning into a bit of a joke competition for a lot of people.
What can they do though?
No, I get that, but I just think, are we gonna try and like demise it even more?
Well, we have done. We've all done this though. Everyone has done this. Like there's not like everyone does this. Everton have done this. When you play, you go into a third round and you've got someone at home who's a lower league, and you go, what, we're just gonna play all the squad players. Well, then straight away you're dismissing it, aren't you? Straight away you're leaving it in the hands of.
Well, that's one way to look at it. But the other way to look at it is the players you play are all paid by you to be football players.
But that's what I'm saying. Everyone can find a fault, can't they? Everyone.
We played Carlo Nash at home to Oldham and got beat.
No, Vessels.
Or Vessels. Sorry, at home to Oldham.
You could say the fact that the Premier League. The fact that there's VAR at some games and VAR other is disrespectful.
We went out the FA Cup last season because of that situation, because VAR wasn't present at Millwall.
No. So
Swansea.
Sorry.
Go on, Steve. Go on.
I was just saying. I think my way of looking at it, just because I love the FA Cup,
and
I would love it to get back to how it was. I know it's probably not going to.
It's never going to.
It's never going to. But I just think if we keep disrespecting it even more, what's the point in it?
But I don't think. But the thing about it is though that
you see what,
no, but I don't think that though, because the way I look at it is though, no, but that's us looking down because we're a Premier League club.
Yeah.
You ask a Shrewsbury fan now, and obviously we haven't got any in the room to ask. They'll be looking at it and going, "Hang on, we've just been 2-0 behind against Liverpool, and we're going to Anfield in the replay, and we've got a chance to play Chelsea." They're looking at it going, "This is a great tournament.
This is a great tournament.
They could be in the 5th round of the FA Cup at Stamford Bridge.
That's the problem. We're always looking down at it, going, oh, it's getting disrespected and blah, 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 while those other clubs are going, what are you on about? This is great. This is good. Tranmere, they were 3-0 down at Watford, got it back to 3-3, got them back. Had to have a game postponed because of the pitch, then played them a week later on a Thursday. Beat Watford, then on the Sunday play Man United. The whole place is sold out, and a mixture of like Man United obviously being a better team, but the Tranmere players just looking absolutely knackered because they did, and the pitch actually went against them because it was so heavy, knocked them out. But they've made a fortune from it, and they've had a nice little cup run, and you're like, they would never have won it.
And they get Morgan Feeney on loan because
yeah,
of it.
so
you go, and maybe James Vaughan. And that might be because of the funds.
Well, Vaughan's because of the funds.
So there you go. And that might keep them from being relegated. So we're all right sitting here going, oh, isn't it? It's terrible that it's been. So, and same thing with the League Cup. People are trying to get rid of the League Cup. Well, if you asked an Aston Villa fan now whether they should get rid of the League Cup, they'd be like, you're joking, aren't you? We're going to a final. We've just come up. We've won a game against one of our Midlands rivals in the last minute at home. Massive scenes, pitch invasion. They're like, this is amazing. And the thing with the League Cup is, because this has been the other talking point, started with Pep Guardiola saying they should get rid of it. Klopp's chimed in now, and he hasn't said get rid of it, but he said, well, it is what it is. It's at the bottom of my list, but it's the bottom of my list for a reason. Well, people are like, need to get rid of it on this. Well, no, it's dead simple what you need to do. Just get rid of the teams who qualify, or get rid of the Champions League teams, and just say to everyone else, there you go. It's yours.
Just stop moaning when those teams played the 23s.
And what'll happen is
Arsenal did it for 20 years.
What'll happen is that, like you just said there, people will go, Cup's not what it is anymore. But if we get to the final, no one's going to go, no Evertonian's going to say, yeah, but it's because the Champions League team will be like, this is great. We've got a champ. We summoned this the other day and saying, imagine there was no Champions League teams in it, and there's no. And you were in it, you were like, we can win this. Like, let's put our first team out and let's have a go for it. So Everton, Leicester, Wolves, whoever else who's not involved in the Champions League suddenly goes, we can win this, let's throw everything into it. The lower league teams are like, we've got a chance to win this as well now. And suddenly, where you might not have those glamour teams, but those glamour teams aren't putting first team. Man City, they make me laugh every year because Pep Guardiola's talking about not being in it, and yet he plays kids at the start of it, and then when it gets to the serious rounds, he plays all his first. Stick to your guns and play your kids all the way.
That's what I mean. Will say Liverpool get through against Shrewsbury? Will he? Do you think he will stick to?
I don't, because I think actually Klopp's got principles. Genuinely, for whatever anyone says,
I think
about
he'll
him,
play more first teamers, as in squad players.
I don't, because it becoming more the Champions League side.
I still think I don't think he'd send the kids there, but it will be all the players like Milner and people like that, and Origi and them, and Oxlade-Chamberlain, and then maybe a couple like your Curtis.
I think maybe from my point of view, maybe I'm looking at it because we're out as a neutral, and the FA Cup, and you just. Maybe that's the way
I understand what you're saying, Steve. And when we grew up, when we were growing up, it was a massive thing for the three of us. It was a massive thing. Billy's view of it, because he's only 20, will be totally different because for years those bigger clubs have played weekend teams, and it's the narrative of the media. It's getting disrespected, and yet if the English teams went out to the Champions League in the group stages, they'd rip the hell out of them. So I just look at it and go, there's no way back for it unless you start saying £30 million for the winner, and then teams will go, oh my god, it's worth winning, right? Because the teams who are likely to win it are the teams above it, and yet we're talking about we're talking about disrespecting, right? Disrespecting the League Cup. Yet Manchester City play Manchester United this week, Leicester and Aston Villa, 4 Premier League teams. Villa are in it. We'll have one of the Manchester teams in the final, probably City, who will come runners up in the league this year. And they'll probably win it. Theoretically, you'd expect them to win it.
When was the last time a non-top 4 team won the FA Cup?
Portsmouth probably won it.
So 2009.
Wigan.
2000.
Wigan.
Wigan 13 and Portsmouth before that was 8, wasn't it, or 11? Whatever. So realistically, the top teams win it anyway. So you can go on about it. I know what you mean, but I think when the Champions League was given all the priorities because of the money, and for some reason the Premier League have bent over backwards with the Champions League instead of saying to the clubs, no, sorry, this is, our tournaments are more important, right? When you start going, oh, well, all right, we'll allow this tournament over here to become more important, that's when you've weakened it. You're never now going to be able to flip that back. The only way you could make the FA Cup better, more important for people, is A, more money, and B, a Champions League place if you win it. Other than that, you've got to just accept it for what it is. It's a trophy. Do you think if I can't even think who's in it, but say Chelsea play,
the Premier League would never allow, by the way,
no,
Champions League place to be in the
FA Cup, but that's what I'm saying. But say Chelsea played, I don't know, Blackburn Rovers in the final. And Chelsea were like, well, you know, Blackburn won it. Do you think Blackburn would give a toss that Liverpool played the 23s halfway through it and these done? They'd be running around Wembley with the FA Cup. No one cares. I wouldn't care. When we win the FA Cup, I hope we haven't played the Premier League team the whole way through. Liverpool did it in 92. Liverpool had Aston Villa in the quarter-final at home in 92. Every other team was Division 1 and they won it. They beat Sunderland, who were Division, like, a championship side, in the final. Liverpool won the Thingy Cup, the League Cup, against Cardiff, not having played. There was 3 Premier League teams in the semi-final. Liverpool got Oxford or Watford or something, who were in the championship. So I don't care. I honestly don't care. If you win the cup, I'd love to play non-league teams the whole way through and in the final. Swansea beat Bradford 5-0 in the League Cup final. Bradford were in League 2. Do you think Swansea care? It just says Swansea won the trophy. So I know what you mean, but I think the disrespect's already gone from it. So it's about accepting it.
I think the disrespect for me went when they stopped playing the semi-finals at the neutral. You know,
that went, and when Man United went, we're not in it because we've gone to the club.
I can't admit, I miss the semi-finals.
Of course. I mean, at first it was great.
Wembley, and it's paying Wembley. That's what it is. It's paying Wembley.
But when you look, you kind of go, actually, you know what? Old Trafford would be great, or
but it takes it away from Wembley.
It takes it away.
Disrespect Wembley, doesn't it?
I mean,
the ultimate.
09 was the one, wasn't it? Our final really was beating Man United.
And that was it. That was the problem. That was the
most enjoyable day.
So,
but I was going back to like the FA Cup. If they tried to give the Champions League, the Premier League would just say, you know what we'll do? We'll make it a playoff. For fourth. That's what they'd do. They'd make it a playoff because it'd be that. Imagine. Imagine though, because
Everton had finished fourth.
No, but you know what would happen is what they could do is this is what they do. They go, we'll make it fourth, down to 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. 2 semi-finals. Imagine though, if that Champions League, like it'd be like the playoff game, wouldn't it? It'd be the richest game in football, wouldn't it? Then that's what the Premier League could do, but. No,
I talk of that, wasn't it, a while ago?
I could see that happening. No, but I honestly, I wouldn't do anything with the. Is the 5th round games in midweek?
Someone said from the.
Some of them,
I think it's only the 5th round
that
is in midweek.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So that's already mad.
I think the problem is it's just the calendar. The calendar's just too. It's just too busy. And imagine when this Champions League extra good comes in. So I think it's only going to get worse. But I understand what you're saying, Steve. But the problem is it's only getting worse because those top 4 teams are disrespecting it. And as Baz says, why should we? You know, why should we follow their lead? Why should we have to suffer because they go in the Champions League? You know, it's the whole thing of like, well, if there was a Super League and the four best teams went, well, so what? Let them go.
You deal with what you deal with.
Why should we have to suffer for that? If we win a trophy because of that, I'd say if we won the League Cup because the top 4 weren't in it, I wouldn't have a problem. I'd be like, well, we've won a trophy. And if anyone started to go, oh, it's not the same, I go, well, why isn't it the same?
You can only win what you're in.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So
I don't think it'll be long until they make it optional for teams to go in these competitions.
I think the FA Cup they'll always be in it because it's the oldest competition.
I
the League Cup maybe.
I think the League Cup I honestly just
we say that though, but I wouldn't be surprised if they did personally.
I
don't think they care about being the oldest competition.
Just tell me though what. No, but there's certain things they're tied into because it's this country. But just tell me what difference does it make whether Liverpool, Man City, Leicester and Chelsea, because they're the top 4 now. What difference would it make if all of those were in the League Cup next year, but all of them played the under 23? So the name is still in the competition. Why does it? Yeah. Why do they have to come out of it? Because the first team aren't going to play.
Yeah, I agree.
I think it's a brilliant. This is something. Don't forget, Arsene Wenger's done in the League Cup for 20 years. He did with Arsenal, or certainly after the first few years. We've been knocked out by Arsenal's kids. So I don't know why anyone's moaning about Liverpool's kids. We've been beaten at Goodison by Arsenal's kids. So. their kids would always get to the semi-final, and if they played like a top Premier League team, they'd end up
surely
though.
But
the development of those players.
Surely, if you don't want to enter the tournament, you don't have to enter it. Surely.
No, but what I'm saying is for the like the League Cup, it's an easier pill to swallow. If you go, listen, we're in it, you can have our name and put it on, because we'll still attract people, but in general we're just going to be playing our kids because we've got to look after the squad.
So why don't Man City just put the money where the mouth is and just say we're not entering the team this year in the League Cup? Why don't they just if he doesn't want to be in it, why doesn't he
why can't he do what Klopp's doing now with the FA Cup?
But
why can't he say, I don't know, whoever's there, like Gio Van Bronckhorst is there now, why doesn't he say, like next season, for argument's sake, whatever, Van Bronckhorst is in charge of the League Cup squad, and that's going to be consistent of under 23 players who are with the first team.
But I could see a situation.
You can't be doing it for half a tournament.
Why though? Why?
Do it because then.
See, I can see a situation. I genuinely can see a situation where a Man City or a Liverpool says, right, we're playing our league, we're playing our kids, and our under 23 manager is going to coach, is going to be the manager, and we're not even registering Anfield or the Etihad for the game. We'll have Liverpool. I don't know where Liverpool would have, but City could go, we're using our little stadium, and that's where we're going to be, because we're not opening the Etihad because
they get Manchester United. They have to play at that.
Yeah.
I don't think they do.
No, but I could see that situation where those teams.
Why can't they play at Anfield? Because you're trying to give your kid, you're trying to give those 23s that. If you think about it, right? Everton bemoan the fact that we can't blood Dennis Adeniran, and because we just haven't got any games to do it. All of our games are big games, but Liverpool, those kids, Curtis Jones is playing all 3 FA Cups. The kid's flying. Scored a winner against us, scored again at the weekend, probably scored again at Anfield. He's having a great time, and Klopp's looking at him and going, Harvey Elliott's another 16-year-old lad playing games. He's going, these kids, they're having a fantastic blooding. They're playing at Anfield in front of, maybe there'll be 35, 40,000 in the replay. Right, even if they don't sell out, there'll probably be that.
Because there'd be a chance for people to go.
Kids will be, fellas will be able to take the kids and all that shit there. Liverpool will be on the pitch. There'll be a little mixture, but you're looking at these other ones. It's a game because you've got the away team with fans. It's not like a friendly, and you're trying to get through. Those kids are having a fantastic blood. So why take that away? What you're doing if you pull out of those kind of tournaments is you're reducing your opportunity for your young players. Instead of just going, we will stay in these tournaments, we will honour them because we're Liverpool, we're Man United, we're whoever, we're Everton, whoever. Because ideally, Everton will get to this stage where we're going, the Carabao Cup, let's play our kids. Right? You get to that stage, you're honouring it because your name's in it. But those kids are employed by that football club. And then if your kids get to the semi-final and you go, this is actually a trophy we want to win, I don't see any problem then going, right, I'm playing all of these. I don't see a problem what City do.
I just think
he wants to win trophies.
No, I don't.
Don't moan about it. That's my thing.
That's what I mean.
Don't moan about it.
Don't moan about it. But
that's my bit.
But on the flip side of it, if Klopp doesn't want to be there, that's up to him. He doesn't want to be at the game. If he doesn't want his first team to play, he's made that. He said exactly the same when they went over to the World Club Championships. He said exactly the same thing. So
they fronted it up, didn't he? They could. You know what, mate? If they'd have kicked off more about that Liverpool, that game would have been moved. And he didn't. He fronted it up. He went, our 23s will go. Them kids went and got bounced 5-0. But I'll tell you what, it helped them. If they wouldn't have played that game at Villa, we'd have battered them probably. But we might have scraped the replay.
I've seen it, because I've seen going back to about the replays and the I think they should scrap the 2-legged semi-final though for the League Cup.
Where would you play it?
Closest neutral game.
Closest neutral. So like even if it, say it was Villa, Leicester last night, they could play at
Wolves,
Birmingham, St Andrews, whatever, something like that.
It was us and United play Etihad.
I think
that reduces a game.
Well, I think, you know what though? Just before we move on, that's maybe one thing they could look at with the League Cup is the structure of it. Maybe, maybe I don't know, try and play it earlier or try and play it. There's a lot of ways to do it. I don't know. They'd have to look.
They even do it as a pre-season tournament.
Well, that's the way they do it in Scotland, isn't it? Or even like, I don't know. There's different ways. I think they'll look at. They might.
They got rid of the first round should be 2 legs, didn't it? The first and second round, that went.
Well, as you said before, there's no replays. You don't even have extra time now.
Yeah.
People are quite happy with that. I think we're all, as you said, we could have beat Leicester, but at the same time, you were sort of like, well, it's gone to pens. Whatever happens after.
They've all took pens in the 90 minute. That's what you look at. I just think if you know beforehand, forewarned is forearmed. You kind of know it, and you go, right, this is what it is, and
I think we are coming to a point where there's going to be a conversation.
There'll
be a conversation, but I don't believe scrapping the League Cup will make any benefit. Don't think it'll make any difference.
Some games are quite enjoyable to watch.
You know what makes me laugh finally on this? What makes me laugh when they go on about the calendar? They go on about it so much, and yet there's months when there's just Saturday games, and yet in December they crowd 9 games, and you're like, if you'd have just put a couple of games earlier on in the season, on the Saturday, Wednesday when the players are fresh, you'll be it's easily doable. Why is there 3 weeks between League Cup games? Why isn't it just every fortnight?
But I think that comes down to the calendars, doesn't it, of Europe and
but
stuff like that.
They could definitely do some stuff.
I don't think you're allowed to play like Champions League games on the same night as a League
Cup
game.
But there's certain ways to do it, isn't there? They could definitely alter it, but
that's what I'm saying. There is a conversation to be had at some point. I know France, they've just got rid of their League Cup or their second cup. That was more down to the fact that they couldn't get a sponsor for it. And
they haven't ruled out to coming back though.
But they were just like, well, there's no money in it for us, and it's become a hindrance. I mean, they're obviously playing the 11th round of the French Cup, so
there you go.
We weren't even planning that. We were going to talk about something else, but
we'll talk about that in the second part then.
Yeah, there you go. We'll be back in the second part. See you in a minute. Bye. Welcome back to part 2 of the Toffee TV podcast. Ped, Baz and Steve. Let's talk about actual football that is happening. Watford away on Saturday. Somewhere that I've been for the last 2 years and not seen Everton win or score.
So be my first.
You're not going.
I'm not going. I don't think
I'm going. To Vicarage Road. I'm going on Saturday. 8 a.m. train from Lime Street.
Lovely.
Yeah, I've never been Vicarage Road, so it's one to tick off.
It's a dump.
Yeah, that's not great.
I've heard a few people tell me that now. So.
It's just one of those grounds where you walk up to and you just think, have these people come to watch football, or are they just going to Sainsbury's?
A few people have said
it's a non-entity place.
It's like you just see people. There's like that. The mascot runs round, and it's just like you just look at it and go. Apart from that end where they do like some of those rubbish tifos, you just look at them and go, did you just win tickets on a local radio station? You know what I mean? Because you just come in, sit down, eat something, and then whether they win or lose, you just go
always
home.
Been like that.
No, I know.
Been like that. I got to the cup final and he was just happy to be there and all that. You heard them last year. It's just the way they are. You can't. Just haven't got the passion of us. And the history of us.
All the misery.
All the misery of us.
The misery. But no, it's a tough game though, isn't it? We haven't done well recently down there at all. We've done all right at home against Watford, but when we go down there, we seem to just not be able to do it, and it's something that really needs to change. And if it could change in this game, it'd be a massive thing, because after the disappointment of the Newcastle game, we could really do with getting a couple of really good results. The wins now, Watford and Palace, because the league table the way it is, we're so close to those teams fighting for Europe, but we're also, I'm not saying we're looking over our shoulder, but
you've got to be looking over your shoulder at the moment, because 2 wins put you back in trouble.
That's okay, fair enough. Bring the negativity into it.
No, but it's a call.
But if we could get those wins, if we get a win on Saturday, if we could get a win, and we are looking then up.
John 36, won't it? If we get 2 wins.
Well, we got 2 wins. We 36, but obviously.
Trying to bring the positivity.
Yeah, bring the positivity.
The positivity's there. If we beat Watford at the weekend, it would eradicate the Newcastle thing. You kind of just go, right, that's done, and we've won again, and we build up to Palace. But it's a tough game. They've lost the last 2 though, to be fair. Watford, the FA Cup was a big thing, but Villa beat them. Villa come back and beat them. With a late win there as Villa, the late win specialist. So obviously Nigel Pearson went in there and they've had a brilliant turnaround, because they couldn't win a game, couldn't score a goal before them. They've had the 3rd manager they've had this season, and like you said the other week, got the job going at Chippy and on a Friday night, and he's done really well for them and got them organised. But our front three can cause anyone problems, and that's what we have to do. We have to, but alternately, we have to stop, cut out stupid mistakes that we saw raise their heads against Newcastle, you know, and be able to see the game out, because we coped really well.
Yeah.
But it is a tough game.
Very tough game, yeah. I watched them against Tottenham, and I watched them at Anfield, actually. I thought Anfield probably are done by...
Yeah, they done all right, didn't they?
Not come away with at least a point anyway. That Sarr missed a horrific one. But then Tottenham at home, they played really well. They played Tottenham off the park probably for good 75 minutes. That Sarr and Delafeu on both wings, dangerous. I think if we're, like you said there, if we're going to get at them in any way, it's at the back. They're not the greatest at the back. They're playing Mariappa at right back, and that Craig Dawson as well. He's...
Car plays, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's probably the best out of the four, actually. So, but Ben Foster always seems to have a great game against us as well, doesn't he? So he's a good goalkeeper. But it's going to be a tough game. Last season was horrific down there, wasn't it? We got beat 1-0, I think, didn't we?
Yeah, it was terrible.
It was a terrible game.
It was a terrible
game.
That never was, by
but it was there was like
chances
there was like no life in us though, either. Like it's been the same the last 2 years. There's like no, it's like those games we just had no life in us. Last year was the last game before we had the turnaround. So, but if we, it's all about the first goal for me. You know, we can get that first goal and then have something to. They're going to be tight. And they're going to be good off set pieces, which is, you know, two things that
we're not.
We go against us. So you just got to go in there with belief. They've had 10 days off, little rest, a chance for the likes of a Charlison to get fit, likes of a
Wobie and Sigurdsson will be back in the squad.
Sigurdsson, we've seen Andre Gomez training, and obviously he's not going to be available. But it's little things like that. I think that. For the rest of the players is like, oh, there's another little boost. He'll be back soon. That's good. Or if you're a midfielder, you'll be like, oh, he'll be back soon. Better add that little bit extra. You know, as you just said, a Wobie, for him to be available. If he could be on the bench,
just other options, isn't it? That's what it is. You know, we had a couple of games we've had like 3 or 4 defenders on the bench, and you're like, it's not what you need. No. You know, you want attacking options for your bench. And Anthony Gordon, we've seen him get a little bit of time lately, and hopefully he'll stay in the squad. But it's good to have Sigurdsson. But the thought of Sigurdsson when he's playing all right is good. But he's an experienced Premier League footballer, so it's good to have an option maybe off the bench for him. Schneiderlin and Delph done all right against Newcastle for the most part. So if they were the midfield two again, you know, then your emphasis then becomes on your front four, doesn't it? You know, Bernard and Walcott, maybe if he's in there, and then you've got... Yeah,
because their centre midfield ain't too bad, actually. You've got Corey, Capoue, and that Will Hughes as well. But Chalobah was good as well last week when I watched him as well. So it's going to be an important battle, that midfield, because we all know we're struggling in that part of the pitch at the moment.
That'll be the worry, won't it? If we get outnumbered in the middle of the park, and you know, it has been mentioned by Carlo Ancelotti about, you know, not getting the ball forward fast enough, playing around at the back, being too slow. He's think if we don't get it to that midfield quick enough, that we're not going to create opportunities. It was a bit like that at West Ham. You've seen that in the first half against West Ham. We kept on getting caught in midfield or our own defenders, and we've got to just be more clever and just go, there's a chance to hit the channels. We don't know. I don't know whether Richarlison will be back playing up front or he'll be playing on the right. I think he'll be back.
He'll play.
There'll be it'll be. But I think we've just got to be smarter and think, stop play. If we haven't got men in midfield who want to come and take it off the defence, then don't worry about it. Go long, turn them. You know, Dominic Calvert-Lewin will stretch them. Moise Keane, if he plays, will stretch them. Richarlison will stretch them. But don't get caught in the middle of the park, dilly-dallying, or defenders holding on to the ball too long. Just do what you need to do. They won't be afraid to do it. No, you know,
they will be banging it long.
The top teams in the league aren't afraid. If it's not happening in midfield, just put your foot through it and be a little bit more.
I've got no
ruthless.
issue with ever. If you look at that midfield and they're playing the 3 in there, or the line up strong, miss the midfield out. Well, no problem. Miss the midfield out, pick the second balls up.
I was saying on the final word after the West Ham game, there was times where Dean and Coleman kept getting caught on the ball because they weren't just willing to just do that ball down the line,
after it,
get them in the channels. And that's what we kept getting caught out. Dean was dilly-dallying on the ball and just not getting rid of it.
Coleman
and Coleman kept turning back. Just get it forward.
That's the problem, isn't it, with midfield at the moment? We haven't got anyone who'll come and take it and has got the ability to turn.
Confidence.
You know, Delph will come in and then he'll play that weird, like 90-degree weird pass he does, which doesn't
After he's done a Cruyff.
which doesn't really get you anywhere. It just changes the angle of still being able to play backwards. Or so we all know what we need in the midfield. We need like an Andre Gomez, someone who'll come and take it, has got the strength to turn and then move us forward. But we haven't got that at the moment. So don't get, because what I think Watford will do, what West Ham didn't, is they'll punish us. They've got, you know, whether you think Troy Deeney's good or not,
he's a handful.
He'll punish.
Delafeu
will punish you.
Got that bit of quality.
Exactly.
Sarge is acclimatising out to the Premier League and doing all right. Listen, if Duncan was in charge, we'd be playing a bit more direct. So Ancelotti, great and all that. Have a look at the game, see how the game's going. If it's not on, put it down the line. You knock a ball into the channel, most defenders run across and put it out for a throw-in, and you gain 60 yards.
Exactly.
And you're playing on the edge of their box rather than getting it, waiting, passing it back, dragging it back, and then they pressure you, you give the ball away, which we done, don't forget, a couple of times against West Ham. Luca Dean turned back, slipped, and they broke on us, and we got away with it. You know, you can't have games where you're taking chances and causing your own problems. So, you know, Dom's great in the air. If Moise Keane's up there, he's a handful. If Richarlison's up there, he's a handful. Play that, just knock it long and get in around them, you know, and keep it tight. Then that means that Delph and Schneiderlin can literally just do a defensive job, can break stuff up, and we can allow Dean to bomb on and we can allow Sidibé to bomb on the other side if those two cover the positions. It's, you know, even best teams like Liverpool do that at times. Their midfield will just sit, but the fullbacks will go and join in with the front three, and it overloads teams. We don't do it. We're so slow going through the gears. That team's just set, and they don't ever get pulled. But if you've got a ball and they come to pressure and you knock one long for Dom to run in, or the other side, and you get up the pitch, they're out of position. So if you do get hold of it and you've got runners, you're in on them. And we saw that against Chelsea at home. We saw it at Old Trafford at times. You know, some of our best play against Newcastle was because we got the ball forward quickly. So, you know, let's speed what we're doing up and let's get at them. They're in a decent bit of form. They're a tough team. They're not a great team. They're a tough team. They'll be looking at the big thing for me. The key thing for me this weekend is don't lose. It's don't lose. Don't give any encouragement to teams below you. So take something from the game. But I look at it and think, while it's a tough game, it's a game where we should really go and win the game, because we've got to start going to these places and winning. We've got good enough players to do it.
Yeah, I think the opportunity's there. It's more just like you're saying, the last couple of years you've gone down there, and you always just seem to be up for it a little bit more than we are when we go down there, and because they are always those flat games. There's nothing exciting about playing.
I don't think I can't remember us winning there since we beat them 3-0 and Osman scored that. Martinez, we got beat 3-2 there once, which was a flat game, and Rom scored a couple. We drew 1-1 there at the end of the season, and then we lost under.
We lost Koeman.
Did we lose under Koeman?
Yeah, we lost
3-2 was the Koeman one, sorry.
Koeman,
And we lost under Allardyce, didn't we? And we lost under Silva. So we haven't had a good record down there lately. I haven't had a brilliant record at Watford. So
that's the thing, because they are sort of it's not an exciting place to go. It's quite a flat ground, and it is that thing of like the home team normally gets it. Same thing when we played them up here. We've beaten them twice this season. You know, good as some 1-0 and 2-0, isn't it? So, but you know, we've just got to play clever and learn from what didn't go for us at West Ham. Learn from us what did go right for us at Newcastle. Try and put to bed what went wrong against Newcastle. And you know, and we should have a stronger team. We should have a stronger squad. And you know, we've lost one game in 9. Is it 9?
One game since the 4th of December. We've lost, and
that should be the attitude for, you know, they'll be looking at going, well, we've only lost 1 in 6 or 7. Well, they should be looking at us going, oh, these only lost 1 in 9. Look at the teams they've played. You know, Man United, Chelsea, Manchester City, Arsenal. You know, you know, so hopefully we get down there and we get a positive result.
It's a good. I think because they'll be going for it because they have to win. They have to start winning games now because they're down I think in the bottom three, you
Bottom
know.
three.
No,
yeah.
they're out the bottom three, aren't they?
No, they're
No, I think they went
got
back.
23 points.
Yeah,
They're the
so
same as Bournemouth and West Ham. There's 3 teams on 20.
the pressure's on them to come out, and
course it is.
so that's where we can obviously hopefully hit them on the break. And with Richarlison being back, it'll be interesting to see whether
He'll score. He scores against them.
It'll be interesting to see if he goes up top or he'll go on the right.
Where would you play him this weekend?
I'd play him on the right.
Yeah, I would.
But that's
Only because
it
of how
adds-
poor Theo Walcott's been. Like,
But it adds goals
Yeah.
into the team. You're keeping the extra goals in the
Yeah.
team. So Moise Keane's had a couple of starts and done well. Scored in his last game.
Yeah.
They'll be looking and thinking, is he on a run now, this kid? Got one last time out. Richarlison off the right, more goals. Calvert-Lewin. You've got Bernard tucking in. You can almost switch it to a 4-3-3 at times. And the other thing about it is, if it's not working, you can put him up and go a little bit more defensive anyway. But Richarlison's going to work his socks off. But if you've got Delph and Schneiderlin, who I think the two will be in midfield, barring any injuries in training, they are more defensive. So therefore they can sit back, and it's the emphasis won't be on them to get up then. And so it can be that you can't go with Richarlison up there and Sidorby coming, because like I say, you always have 4 back. So it makes sense for me to play Richarlison off the right.
I agree.
And then, if it, Moise Keane plays 65, 70 minutes, say you've got the opportunity to bring a Theo Walcott off the bench, or an Iwobi, or maybe an Anthony Gordon if he's on the bench, and run at them for those last 20, gives you the different option.
Yeah, as you said, Watford are obviously they're in the bottom 3, and that's the way we've got to look at it and go there and say we put the pressure on them, and not flip the pressure on us. There shouldn't be any pressure on us really. The only pressure is to impress the fans after the last couple of minutes, against Newcastle.
Can we do the double over the team? We don't do it enough anymore.
Three times we beat them.
I know, but let's do the league double. We had that opportunity. We were a minute away from getting the double over Newcastle. And we threw it away. So let's make sure that
we've all seen how open the league is. If we win on Saturday,
we could go up to 7. The most annoying thing is we could go to 7th, but if Newcastle hadn't happened, we could be going up to like 5th, and that's the most annoying thing.
What have we made of Gomez? 86 days and he was back training, and it's brilliant news, isn't it? Stay brilliant news, isn't it?
Yeah, I think with the break, everyone was very, very fearful at first. Like I thought that was it for a good year. I thought, I remember speaking to you lads the day after. We were all like, "Nah, I won't see him. Maybe not till Christmas next year." And I think it's different in it with breaks, that they're all quick.
If you can get it back in,
it
was a fracture, wasn't it? A dislocation.
Then obviously like a muscle injury, which can take a lot longer sometimes as well. So yeah, it's good to see him back. Like obviously, the biggest test for him will be the mental side of it now. Obviously, we know he's had issues before when he was at Barcelona. I wouldn't be against putting him in the under 23s for a game, maybe for a half.
Yeah, just not on that pitch itself.
Just not.
Finch Farm.
Yeah, a Finch Farm, maybe, or even a behind closed doors game or something like that.
Well, he will. He'll give him a bounce.
He'll be training,
I think it didn't do Seamus any harm, and I think he played under 23s, didn't he, when he come back? Because he'll need a bit of confidence, Gomez, I think, to that first tackle.
Well, he was out. I mean, Seamus was out for a year, so it made a big difference giving him that game. Gomez might only have been out for 3 or 4 months. By the time, 5 months by the time he comes back. So
it's incredible.
It's just that listen, it was only partial training, but he was in with some of the contact stuff and knocking the ball around. So that's really good. And it's a real boost to see him. And listen, it might take 2 months for him to be in the squad, but it's just a boost to see him back running. And
that's what I was going to say. I think everyone needs to
temper it
a bit, thinking he's going to come back in straight away and do the business straight away. It doesn't. He's going to take a month or 2.
And he's got to get on the bench then, and then you bring him on with 15-20 minutes left, and just
which isn't the worst player to bring on in 15-20 minutes. He's good keeping the ball,
keep the ball, keep it going,
getting the ball.
Because we've missed him, haven't we? We've missed him.
Like we said there, he is the kind of player who'll go and take the ball and hold off a player, and he's so confident in his own ability and strength, and that he can do that. And I think in a 4-4-2, it might get the best out of him.
The onus is on him. He's got to do it. He
might
can't
get the best
float
out of
around the game.
But not only that, it's a case of like if you're in a 4-4-2, you've got to get up and down, haven't you? You've got, but you've got other players, in that kind of structure. Your game is very much up and down,
and hopefully we'll see more out of him.
Played the 4-4-2 for Valencia and was box to box and would travel with them. And you go and watch his clips for Valencia, you look and just go, oh my God, if we can get him,
even seen the best
if we can get him like that for us, we'll have some player. We had a little glimpse of it against Wolves last season when he played the 1-2 and smashed it into the roof of the net, and he's had a couple where he's really travelled. You know, remember the derby at Anfield last season, and he was brilliant. And remember we coming in Liverpool lads in here were like, God, he's
the next day he was linked with
brilliant.
really everyone.
You know, and that's what it's about, isn't it? So it's great, you know. Let's get him back, and I think Ancelotti, having someone like Ancelotti, I think would be brilliant for him, because he's a great manager.
He's the kind of midfielder Ancelotti will have been used to having, you know, that kind of player, and we'll know how to use him. And obviously, as I say, it's early days, but hopefully we get.
I mean, get him back. The midfield's been. We've been ravaged. We lost Gabaman early on, then we lost Gomez, and Delph's been in and out. We still don't know. You know, Gabaman's training, then he's not training. It's going to take him time. You know, we mightn't see him before.
They're all very similar, aren't they?
I was going to say that's the problem. Is that all the ones we've got left are very, very similar players. There's no one like a Gabaman was brought in obviously to replace Garner, but that was the biggest mistake, not having a couple of those kind of players.
I was thinking about this today.
I was going to say, I remember Ped saying a couple of months back that when because we all knew Garner was going to go in the summer, I think that's what Everton probably should have brought someone in that January to come in to replace him for the summer after.
Well, we should have brought someone in the first few weeks of the summer when we knew he was going, because he was at the AFCON. You see, for me, the problem, it's easy to look back and you look at Garner and go, oh my God, if we had him and all that, and if we had him we would be better because of the job he did. When you're left with 4 players who are all very similar with no legs, you know, you look at that squad and go, you know, for Brands, get 3 of them in there, even if one's going to be on the bench. You know, there's Ibrahim Sangari, who's at Toulouse. Toulouse are going to go down this season. They're struggling, but he's been fantastic. 6'4", 21, box to box, monster, can get around the pitch. If you look at him and go, he's a little bit raw, get him in and have him on the bench to come off. We've got to have a midfield quad, you know, maybe 4 of them, where 3 of them are a bit able to get all over that pitch and do the job. So if you lose one, doesn't matter. We often said this, it's not always the player you lose, it's the likeness of the player you lose. So, you know, if you've got a quick winger and he goes out the team injured, but his replacement's a slow winger, your whole team shape goes, because you're not able to a lot of football is literally just getting your structure and then just mirroring it. And people will go, oh yeah, but they've got a squad full of brilliant players. But it's about structure. If Liverpool now went to a 4-4-2, they wouldn't be quite the same, because they're built in a way that if Salah or Mane goes out, someone like Origi or Shaqiri comes and plays in those positions.
That comes from your youth team as well, having working down the systems all the way down. That hasn't been, and I know that's because we haven't had managers long enough, and David Undry has had to do his own thing, but that's something that has to change as well.
I think going back to them, unfortunately, that you look at their midfield and they can always take one midfielder out each week and put another one in, like a James Milner.
But they're able to do a similar job.
Exactly, that's what I mean. Exactly.
If
Henderson's out, Milner comes in.
If they took 2 lads out and the replacements weren't the same kind of player, they'd struggle. And City have had that, haven't they, with the centre back and stuff like that, and it's not being the same. They've had people who can go and do a job there, but it's not the same. Having people to plug gaps is fine for a game or 2 games. We lost what should have been, on paper, our number 1 midfield duo, wasn't it? Would have been Gabaman and Gomez, and a pair of them. We haven't had them. They played a game and a game. Well, no,
Watford.
He went off at Palace, so they only played Watford.
And actually,
and they were all right, weren't they?
Gomez got Gabaman through that game, I think, by you know, talking to him and doing the little bits that he wasn't and stuff like that. So,
and he would have grown in. And if you look at any footage of Gabaman, he's exactly what we're missing. He's 6'4", can run with the ball, box to box, can shift and turn the play. And
I think it's affected. No, I wrote it yesterday about. I think it's affected Luca Dean's performance this season. We've not getting forward as much
because
there's been no Garner there or no Gabaman. Because Dean started the season very well as well, and when he played the games of Gabaman, he played very well in them games.
And Gomez was there and things like
but
that.
Since then, it's kind of been a bit like that for Luca as well. It's just
Last year he could bomb on and Garner had gone cutting because
Exactly.
Garner was quick.
Exactly.
You know, or other players had fill in because Garner was doing that. So
Garner
that's
wanted to do it. We've got players in our squad that don't want to do it.
Yeah.
But they're just not. It's like we put
It's not
Gylfi
mobile
Sigurdsson
enough,
in
are
there,
they? Yeah.
right? And Gylfi Sigurdsson just wants to go one way and want to go the other. He'll do it. He'll work for you, but he's just not quick enough. It's not natural to him.
No.
Schneidlin
He doesn't want to go anywhere.
doesn't really want to go anywhere, but he's just there
South of France,
literally.
maybe.
He's just there literally to break the play up and pass it to someone else. He's
Yeah.
not going to run around and fill gaps for you.
No.
So you know, Delph hasn't worked at the moment. Is really there as a utility player, if we're honest. Tom Davis wants to go one way, but isn't playing anywhere near well enough or quick enough at the moment to do that role. So we'd lost the two players who would have changed our midfield, and that's the challenge now. Certainly this summer for me is maybe bring another two in who are like for like, who are busy and can get around the pitch, because you can't go without those guys.
Just to wrap it all this up, it ain't going to happen in this window, so we'll say no more about that, but it ain't going to happen in this window.
No one's going to be coming in.
No.
Unless there's a player thrown at you last minute, I suppose.
I honestly I don't think there'll be anything, to be honest. I think it's a case of we just move forward and we go with what we've got, and the manager will use these 3-4 months to assess exactly where we are, you know, and the operation clear out again begins for brands.
It's called Operation Clear.
Well, that's what it's got to be called, hasn't it? A few
Does
of
it
these.
need a name?
It does need a name, I think.
Do you think there'll be like a stamp, like document, and when they get rid of one, they'll like put Operation?
We saw where Niash and Martina were put on Brand's presentation.
They were put on the opposite page.
Exactly. Well, Cuco Martina could go out the door. I don't think Niash is going anywhere till the summer's contract's up anyway. And then you look at the summer and you think Balassi's had a good season with Sport. I think he'll go. Sandro, let's hope we can come to some agreement with whoever and even give him away.
The agreement, here you go.
Yeah, just give him
Has
away.
he scored any more since his
scored last week?
Got 2, Annie, I think.
But he's done all right. Apparently,
well.
he's done all right for them.
No, he scored 2 goals.
No, but he plays on the right wing for them now. He didn't play up front.
We need the right
To
wing.
be fair, comparing that to the players on our right wing, he's
doing
actually done
well.
quite well.
He'd do all right.
You know, Bernard scored 2 on the left, and
Walcott's got 1.
So,
I think he'd do better than Walcott. But it's about getting people like that out the door,
Maybe
and Schneidlin maybe, and
few of the
maybe
younger
Gylfi.
lads go out maybe.
And to
on
be
loan
fair,
as well.
if Sandro did come back, I believe Schenk left his a whole can of spray.
I don't think Sandro's cares. Sandro just shaved it.
he's not
Sandro
shaving,
fronts it up.
He just fronts it, he's not bothered.
Towson's there full on. I was laughing last week, showed Palace training, he had the full thing up,
Yeah.
like tied and the thing. It was like, Schenk, just accept your ball.
Accept your ball, mate.
We need him to score a couple of goals, not for a few weeks though. I know we can't play against us, but just so Palace think he's alright and take him as well.
I seen after the game that
They slated them after the Brighton game, didn't they? Not Brighton, who beat them? Southampton. The few of them were like,
That's what he was like for us.
the fraud, they called them.
That's you can't be doing that.
One game.
2 games.
Well, after the City game, it was like, pay the money now.
Yeah,
It's exactly what
Then
we
whose
need.
fault's that? It's the fans' fault.
Forget no, what I'm saying, it was pay the money now.
He's probably knackered still.
And then after Southampton, it was easy fraud.
just knackered still, and he's still.
Football fans, man.
Yeah.
Don't know whether they're coming.
I honestly do believe if he just shaved his head off, his hair all off,
I think
he'd be a little bit quicker.
I think
the sprays, getting toxins in his body.
after reviewing and thinking back about this whole podcast, we're doing things completely wrong. We should be putting more effort, time, and emotion into the Masked Singer and Dancing with Ice and less into football.
Yeah, maybe.
because for the first 15 minutes,
energy,
first 15 minutes, we were like, the Masked Singer's amazing, and Baz is somehow who Kevin Kilban's hanging around with, and there was so much energy in the room. And the minute we started about football, we all sat in our chairs, opened our belts, and just went.
We were all right when we talked about the league.
Everton
coming to it, everyone just went, yeah.
There you go. Maybe we'll start a dancing on ice
stroke Masked Singer fan TV.
Yeah.
podcast.
Or we could dress up as them and that's a guess who.
You come in next week dressed as a today. Me and Baz.
These bringing role play into it now. I mean, that was about 45 minutes ago. That at the fit of
get back to Instagram. There you go. Thank you very much for listening to the podcast. It's been awesome as always, because these podcasts are awesome. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell people you don't know. Stop them in the street and say, "Listen to Houston Toffee podcast." They'll probably say no and try and make a citizen's arrest. I'm making a citizen's arrest. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed it. We'll be back next week. Make sure to check out all our videos and other stuff we're doing. See you later.